Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Flick News. Izola here, and if you're new, this is a series on FlickDirect where I give you some of the information that has been released in the entertainment news. Now sit back, relax, and let's get this started. Now, in some maybe true movie news, Sigourney Weaver has apparently been in talks to be in the new Star Wars film. And I am so excited about this. As many of you know, and for those of you who don't, you better rectify that very quickly. Sigourney Weaver has starred in some amazing movies like Alien and Ghostbusters. You remember her now, don't you? I thought you would when I mentioned those. Now, back in February, Bob Iger announced in the earnings meetings that they would be working on the new Mandalorian and Grogu movie. So far, Pedro Pascal is the only one who is signed on for this. And of course, Grogu. So adding Sigourney Weaver would just be brilliant because she's already starred in some roles that kind of fit this niche. I'm really hoping people like Katie Sackhoff will also be back. Honestly, I hope the whole cast is back because they are some amazing actors, and they need to make that happen. But right now, The Mandalorian and Grogu isn't set to be in theaters until May 2026, so a lot of the information is on lockdown. We're just going to have to, once again, impatiently wait for more information. But once I hear anything, I will be sure to let you guys know. Now, in other news, the Fantastic Four has finally found their Galactus, and it's none other than Ralph Ineson. You may know him from such work as Harry Potter or Ready Player One, and if you're a gamer like me, you probably recognize his voice from Diablo 4, Final Fantasy 16, and a whole slew of others. His acting and voice career has spanned decades, so I'm sure you've seen or heard something in there. And if not, definitely go check it out because there are some good ones in there. Now, they're not set to start filming until midsummer, so they kind of really have to lock down the antagonist. Otherwise, it kind of makes it a little hard to film the movie. Now, I know that they kind of jump in sequence of what they're filming, but still, it's kind of know who your bad guy is going to be, right? Kind of helps for those other scenes. Now, Ralph Ineson will be working alongside Pedro Pascal, who is Reed Richards, Vanessa Kirby as Sue Storm, and then you have Joseph Quinn as her hot-headed brother, Johnny. You like what I did there? I told you, I got to throw jokes in here sometimes, albeit bad ones too, but can't choose. And then, of course, we have Ben Grimm as the Thing. And keeping up with the Fantastic Four news, they've also announced that John Malkovich will be playing a role. But we're not entirely sure what that one is yet, so we'll just have to wait and see. Malkovich's acting range is extremely impressive and diverse. So no matter what the role, big or small, he's going to make a very big impression on this movie. Fantastic Four is set to be released in theaters February 25th, 2025. So we still have some time to get more news and trailers, hopefully sooner rather than later. Oh my God, I just thought about it. If it's set up properly, that means that we might be able to see them at San Diego Comic-Con that year. Or maybe even this year. I didn't even think about that. How cool would that be if they actually showed up? A lot of the studios are not really bringing a ton of the big names there, but it would be so cool to see even one of them. And what if we got to interview them? Oh, I can't wait. I'm so excited. That also means Deadpool. So Deadpool's coming out right after this year's Comic-Con. So that also means there could be a chance that they're promoting at this year's Comic-Con. All right, just stay tuned because I don't know what's going to happen. I never find out who we're interviewing until like weeks or days before the convention, and sometimes that day of. So I will keep you guys posted with whatever I find out, and then you can watch all of the interviews on FlickDirect. from the MCU for a little bit because I know I give you a lot of information on that stuff. It has been announced that Peter Jackson is giving us another Lord of the Rings movie, and it will be called Lord of the Rings: The Hunt for Gollum. And apparently these will be never before told stories, and I'm super excited about that as well. I absolutely love Lord of the Rings. I have probably watched the trilogy more times than I can count, or probably would like to admit. So it would be really nice to get an untold story, and especially to follow Gollum a little more and learn more about his origin story or history. We obviously saw some of that in some of the earlier movies, but this one is definitely going to give us a lot more about the character. And of course, Andy Serkis is going to come back and reprise his role. I mean, I don't know who else they would get. He's brilliant at it, but he's also very busy. I mean, he just finished Planet of the Apes, but I'm just glad he's coming back. Now, it turns out Peter Jackson is going to bring a lot of people back on that worked on the original trilogy, which is also very exciting because they've all worked together. They all know what the story should be like, how the filming should be. So I'm just really, no, I don't like that. Now, once again, we don't really have a lot of information on this, but more is coming out. So I will definitely keep you guys posted on more of the storyline and who else will be in this movie later down the line. Be prepared to return to Middle-earth in 2026. So I just watched the trailer for Twisters that came out a couple days ago. And I have to say, it's actually making me want to see this a little more. At first, I was hesitant when they announced that they were making a new Twister movie because I thought it was going to be a reboot or a remake of the original. And I really honestly dislike when studios remake young movies. I mean, I see if you do it for movies that have come out in the 40s and 50s because there's been enough time in between to kind of break it up and where people forget about the older ones. Not me, because I still watch Turner Classic Movies just so I can watch the old black and whites. Absolutely love them. But it is nice to know that this is kind of a sequel on the original. And if you watch the trailer, you will see, I don't know if you want to call them Easter eggs, but definitely they pay a little bit of an homage to the original. The only thing I didn't see, and I don't know if I'm disappointed in it or not, is the flying cow. I kind of am disappointed. I wanted to just see a flying cow in the trailer, you know, because there was one in the original. Obviously, I don't want to see animals harmed. I love animals, but it's CG. You can pretty much make almost anything happen nowadays. So I'm really hoping that maybe in the background, we'll see some flying animals in the tornado. We'll just have to wait and see. I will definitely fill you in on anything I see because I'm going to watch the trailer again and see what else I've missed. But until then, stay tuned and I'll keep you notified on anything else I find. And finally, Vin Diesel is reprising his role as Riddick, where he returns to his home planet that he barely remembers and isn't quite sure what he's going to find when he gets there. Needless to say, there's constant chaos and new monsters to kill, and he's really not that surprised. Now, you'd think with all of the projects that Diesel's working on, this would have been on the back burner. But this is just something that he really wanted to do, so I guess that means Rock'em Sock'em Robot and Kojak are the ones that are on the back burner now, because you know he's not putting the Fast and Furious franchise on there. Now, we definitely have some time before Riddick Furya comes to theaters or even getting a trailer. So stay tuned, and I will definitely fill you in on more information as it comes down the pipeline. And with that, this concludes this week's movie news. Be sure to like and subscribe to both of our FlickDirect channels to ensure that you get all of your entertainment news. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.